Hi. So today I would really like to talk about the book Daggermouth by H.M. Wolfe. I just finished it, I think like 2 days ago, and I am like obsessed with it. Like, I really, really enjoyed this book. I'm so mad that I read it this early and that the next book doesn't come out until next year. Um, so I just kind of want to go over some of my favorite things about the book and why I think they work so well in this book. Starting off, just like with a synopsis, right? Okay. So the book is about, it takes place in a country or a kingdom called Heart, that is run by a president and his family, um, who and other higher ups who all wear masks. Basically, that is like their status symbol that kind of represents that they are above other people in other ranks. Well, the main character, Shadra, is a assassin who works for a guild basically called Daggermouths. Um, so she is one of the most famous Daggermouth assassins. She takes on this bounty to kill the president's son, who works as the executioner. He kind of maintains the laws of the land. He kills off anybody who breaks these laws in a very public, very in a very publicized way. This is broadcast to everyone throughout Heart, so that they can see what happens when you break the laws. As she goes to kill him, however, she hesitates for a moment. He hesitates. He takes off his mask in front of her, and that creates this whole slew of problems for his father, the president, who now has to figure out a way to try to keep his son alive, because that is, taking his mask off is breaking a law, um, and is punishable by death. And so he's trying to keep his son alive, so he arranges this marriage between Shadra the Daggermouth and her his son Grayson. Um, General premise of the story, that's kind of what it's about. But I think what makes this such a strong story, in my opinion, is the women in this book are all so strong. They are all very compassionate and caring, and they've all been through these terrible things that uh, were done to them as a way to try to silence them and to stop them from like fighting, basically to break their spirit. And they all come out of this with, instead of having broken spirits, they all come out of it with the idea that like they're never going to let another woman go through what they went through. Women in the society are kind of just like bottom of the barrel. They belong to the men and their family. They belong to the men that they are married to. They do not have opinions. They do not have the right to speak. They do not like. They don't do anything besides what they are told explicitly, and that they don't have any choice in the matter. The two main women in this book are Shadra, who is the Daggermouth assassin, and I think it's pronounced Lyra, who is Grayson's sister. So she's the president's daughter. And there are some trigger warnings for a sexual assault that is not on page, but so she has been through a lot. She's been sexually assaulted. She is, working as the publicity person for her father to basically make sure that everyone has access to these executions that are going on, to these rulings that he's making, to these really cruel things that he's doing, so everyone can see like you can't fight back against this. And she, throughout the book, you go through and you don't really get to see how strong she is. You see that she has a lot of resilience. You see that she kind of refuses to back down. She is standing her ground. She's still there despite everything that has happened. But she's just such a strong character who really bonds with Shadra, um, over the fact that like they are women in the society that is built to like kind of tear them down, and so they kind of form a bond over this, which I really appreciated. The book also just has like a very strong undertone of like, even in a society where women are oppressed, women are the backbone of that society, and they are what uh, keep things going. They are the reason that these men can stay in power, that they can abuse their power the way that they do. It is all at the expense of these women, and because of these women, and women can take that away as well. They have that power. I think also, I don't want to like say that the men in this book like aren't as strong. I think the men in this book are also very strong, but I feel like a lot of books really tend to like play up sexual assault as a way of like, oh, this makes her weaker. Like I feel like there's a lot of like what could be more of a victim uh focus on in a lot of books, whereas this is very much like a survivor resilience focus. Like you feel the characters are stronger because of what they went through, instead of like feeling bad for them. um a lot of the men in the book try to like, because everyone in the book is trying to protect the people around them. The men in the book are trying to protect like the women in their lives. They're trying to protect the like women and children, the sick, the old, the people that cannot protect themselves. And the women are trying to protect, other women. They are protecting the men in their lives. They are protecting, just everyone who is in a position to be hurt in this society. And the men kind of do that by like keeping these secrets, by not telling the full truth, by keeping everyone in the dark a little bit. And the women, the first thing the women do, like to try to bond and protect each other, is to kind of let them in on their secrets, kind of let them know their motivations, let them know, like, okay, this is why I do what I do, and this is my goal, this is what I want, which makes it like really just like clear cut, makes it really refreshing to like see these female characters who are not like fighting against each other, despite the fact that like they could very easily be. They're working together because they have this understanding already that as a woman in the society, they are oppressed. They are like, everything is working against them. They have to work together. So yeah, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed the like very strong female characters. I really enjoyed that like they are strong in every choice that they make, despite everything that they go through. Like every choice they make is for the greater good. Like they are very selfless characters, I feel like. Just very good. Very good book. I gave it 5 stars. I think that it was a really easy read and a really easy book to get into as well. I started reading it kind of while I was like in the middle of another book. I was like, I just kind of need a break. I'll start reading this. And I was like hooked immediately, like just blew through this book. Um, yeah, I thought it was so good. Like, very much enjoyed it. And I had seen it on Instagram recommended, and I knew kind of that towards the end there was going to be a lot of like emotional damage. There would be I don't know, just kind of some things that I like wouldn't necessarily expect, something that would catch me off guard. And I expected a lot worse. I expected like, I don't know, main character death or something. But, I still got to the end and I was just like, oh my God, like mind blown trying to read the last couple pages. And now I'm just very excited for the next book. Like I am so, so excited. And it doesn't come out for another year. So I have quite a long ways to go. But also like the plot twists in this book, I was reading and I was like, kind of thinking about it, and I got to the plot twist and I was like, I knew it. And even though like no, I didn't know it, like I just, I was just very excited that like there was a plot twist that I is hinted at, and you can kind of see where it's hinted at in the book. But then I got to that point and I was like, oh, like that is where it was going. Like, oh, okay. Like it was really surprising. It wasn't like something that they like really, you know, beat into you throughout the book. It's something that's kind of really subtly there, and then you know it's true. And then there's another plot twist, and it's just so good. Like, yeah, I really enjoyed it. I, again, gave it 5 stars. I think that I would highly recommend this book. I also just really like that there are dark skinned characters in this book. I just amazing, so great. Um, so yeah, I would definitely read more by this author. I think I might see if she has any other books while I'm waiting for the second book to come out. Um, but until then, I don't know, maybe I'll reread it and see what I missed the first time around. But yeah, if you read it, let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.